Hello Mrithyans, I hope you all are fine. So today we are going to proceed with the next program of Scratch programming. In the previous video I had explained the rocket ship game part 1 in which you did the coding part of rocket ship. Now in the next program it is based on the rocket ship game part 2 where you will get to know how you can add a sprite by painting it. The second thing that you will get to know in this video is what are clone and how you can do the clone coding in your programs. So before proceeding to our video, let me explain the meaning of clone over here. Clone means the duplicate. So when the rocket ship is going to blast the rocks, the laser that is used by a rocket, we are going to create the laser by cloning code. Here we are going to do the cloning part in our game. So let's see from the IDE of Scratch how we can do the clone coding. In the previous video I had explained the rocks coding. So now in this video I am going to implement the button coding, which is used as a laser. So let's move to the coding part. So this is an IDE of Scratch. So let's see from my stuff that I had explained in the previous video. I must be having that video that must be saved in my stuff. So this is the stuff that I am having. This is the first video that I had shared with you. So let's see inside. This is the coding part of our previous video. This is the coding part of rocket ship. In the previous video, I had explained that we are going to take 3 sprites. One is rocket ship, one is a button, and one is rocks. You can see 3 sprites we are having in the previous video, and the coding part of the rocket ship, I had explained each and every step in the previous video. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me during the session. Now, in the today video, we are going to proceed with the button coding. In the previous video, I had just explained that we are going to reduce the size of the button to 10% so that it seems like it is a laser that we are going to use to blast the rocks. So now in the button coding part, the first thing we are going to proceed up with is we are going to hide the laser so that initially it seems like we are not using any laser part. So in the starting of the video, in the starting of the game, the laser will always be hidden. After that, when I will click a spacebar button, then we have to use an event over here, event block, that is when space key is pressed. When space key is pressed, then create clone of myself. Create clone of myself. So how we are going to use the clones? From the control block, you can see at the last we are having 2 codes. When I start as a clone, create clone of myself. So I am going to take this create clone of myself. Here I am going to create a clone of myself. We are doing the coding of button. So in a button, we are using this button as a laser. So create a clone of myself means we are going to replicate the buttons. We are going to replicate the laser part. It will be, we are using the duplicate copy of a button of a laser, and we are going to blast the rocks. We are going to use the clones of the button. Because we can't take a lot of buttons, we can't take as a sprite. So with a single sprite, we are using the single sprite in our game, and we are using the same sprite as a clone. So that is why I used create a clone of myself. Then when I start as clone, see this program block will indicate when you press the space bar key, every time the laser is going to blast the rocks. So when I start as clone, then what is going to happen? From the motion block, we are having a block go to X and Y. So we are going to fix the coordinates of this rocket ship. The X coordinate of the rocket ship is 160 minus 160. And what will be the Y coordinate over here? From the sensing block, you can take backdrop hashtag of stage. We are going to take this. So now instead of the stage, you have to click on this drop down. Instead of the stage, see, these are the operations that we can do on the stage part. Now I want to do the operations on the rocket ship. So that is why instead of stage, I am going to take the rocket ship. I am going to take the rocket ship sprite. So I am doing the coding in the button. So that is why it is showing me the three things. First is stage, that is backdrop. The next thing is first sprite that I am using in the game. Rocks is the second sprite that I am using in the game. So we are doing work in the buttons coding part. We are doing the coding part of button. That is why button is not visible over here. So I am going to select the rocket ship. So automatically you will see these options are going to be changed. So instead of the options will be X position, Y position, direction, costume hashtag, costume name, size or volume. So I am going to fix the Y position of rocket ship. So why I am using this block? See this, go to X. X means this rocket ship position X must be minus 160. See over here we have fixed the X position to minus 160. Whenever I will move my rocket up and down, I am moving my rocket up and down using the key arrows. Whenever I move my rocket up and down, I want the laser from that position only. I want the laser from that position only. So here the Y position of my rocket is different. When I will move downwards, the Y position of my rocket will be different. Again, when I will move downward the rocket, the Y position of the rocket ship is different. So I am considering over here Y position of rocket ship. After that, I will show the laser, the button that I am going to use. Then I will use this code show button so that the laser will be visible to audience. The next thing is I am going to use the loop, that is repeat until from control block. Repeat until the button, the laser part will repeat until it will touch the edges. So repeat until it touch the edges of the stage. So after that, move 10 steps. We are going to repeat until the laser will repeat moving until it will touch the edges. and move 10 steps means we are going to give the motion to the laser. After that, whatever clone I have discharged from this rocket ship, that will be deleted at the end. So that is why I am using over here, from the control block I am going to use delete this clone. At the end, at the last, I will delete my clone. So I am going to click on this green button. Now I am positioning over here. I am going to blast this rock using the spacebar key. I am using space key to point the rock. So I hope you have understood each and every single coding part, why I have used the blocks. So this is all for this part, second part of the rocket ship game. In the next part, I will explain the coding part of rocks. And one more thing, in the objectives, I told you that you will get to know how you can paint your own sprite. So, I am going to create my own sprite. One sprite is missing in my game, that is game over. Whenever my game is going to over, whenever the rocket is going to collide with the rock, the game is going to be over. So, at that time, I want the game over must be indicated on the stage. So I need one more sprite. For that, I have to paint a sprite. So see this, we are having the second last option, that is paint. So here I am going to write the text. I am going to create a text sprite. I am going to click on this T, that is text. Here I am going to write down game over. So after this, I will click on this arrow to resize my game over. You can reduce it. You can change the color of this. Like here I am going to take red color. So you can change the color of game over. So this is how we can create a sprite by painting it. So we are having one more sprite 1. The name of the sprite is game over. So this is how you can create your own sprite, as well as you can do the coding part of rocket ship and a button. So this is all about this video. In the next video, we will do the rock coding. We will implement the rocks and game over coding. So thank you all of you.